A world without light. That's where our story begins. Imagine sinking past the point where sunlight fades, deeper and deeper, until colors disappear. Warmth vanishes, and pressure rises like an invisible giant, slowly crushing everything that enters its realm. In this cold, silent void, something moves slow, steady, ancient. A long, blade-like snout slices through the darkness, followed by a pale, ghostly body. For a moment, the creature stops. Suspended in the endless black, its jaw hangs still, until, in a split second, it shoots forward like a slingshot. The screen cuts to black. A faint heartbeat echoes, and then the whisper. Some creatures are born where sunlight dies, and legends begin. Down here, in the deepest parts of the ocean, time feels slower. Energy is precious. Every flicker of movement could be life, or death. Yet for millions of years, a rare and mysterious predator has survived here far from the eyes of man. Today, for the first time, we're going to follow one of these creatures through an entire lifetime, from its first breath to its last. From a fragile embryo drifting inside its mother's womb to a fully grown predator feared by anything small enough to fit between its needle-like teeth. This is the life story of one of Earth's strangest sharks, the Goblin Shark. But before we witness its hunts, its dangers, and the unimaginable world it calls home, we must begin even deeper than the ocean itself. Inside the darkness of a living giant, because the Goblin Shark's life does not start with open water. It begins inside a place even more mysterious, its mother's body. A world without light, without sound, and without safety. A world where danger doesn't come from outside, but from brothers and sisters growing in the shadows, and only one of them will survive. So breathe in, relax, and let yourself sink. The deeper we go, the stranger things will become. And what you're about to witness is a journey into an underwater world almost no human has ever seen, not because it is small or hidden, but because it lies far beneath the limits of human survival. This is the story of a creature that doesn't need light, warmth, or company. It only needs darkness, and patience. For months, you were nothing more than a drifting life form inside your mother, hidden in the pressurized darkness of the deep ocean. You never felt sunlight, you never heard sound. Only the slow heartbeat of a giant predator and the soft movements of your developing siblings. At first, there were many tiny shapes floating beside you, each one alive, each one competing. But the deep sea is not a place that rewards fairness. Only a few survive long enough to grow. The rest become fuel. You fed on unfertilized eggs produced just for you, a silent ritual of survival that has shaped your kind for millions of years. And over time, your jaw sharpened, your snout lengthened, and your senses awakened. Then, one day, the walls around you tighten. Pressure shifts, your world collapses forward, and suddenly everything changes. The warmth of the womb vanishes, replaced by icy water rushing across your skin. You are born, but unlike many creatures, there is no mother waiting, no siblings to huddle with, no safety in numbers. You emerge already alone, already a predator, already expected to survive. Your body is small, pale, soft, but your instincts are ancient. Something moves. You don't see it, to feel it. Faint electric pulses shimmer through the water, so delicate that no eye could ever detect them, but your snout can. This will be your first hunt. You drift forward slowly. You don't need speed. You only need to be close. And when the moment arrives, your jaw launches outward far, beyond your mouth, snapping around something warm, something alive. It wriggles for a heartbeat, then falls still. You swallow it whole, without thinking, without even knowing what it was. For the first time, your tail flicks with intention. You move downward, sinking into the blackness where light has never existed. There are no coral reefs here, no seaweed forests, no places to hide. Only pressure, silence, and endless cold. But you belong here. You were born for this world. And even though you are small, fragile, and inexperienced, you have survived your first minute in one of the harshest ecosystems Earth has ever created. The deep sea welcomes you quietly, cruelly. Weeks pass, though time means nothing down here. There is no day, no night. Only darkness that never changes, and silence that never ends. But you are learning how to exist in this world. You do not swim constantly like the sharks of shallow water. Your body is built differently. Inside you is a massive liver, swollen with a thick oil that makes you float effortlessly. You don't waste energy, you don't chase, you drift. You let the deep carry you like a leaf in a black current. Every motion must be earned, every calorie spent must be replaced. One day, something faint shimmers in the edge of your senses. Not light, your world has none but a pattern of electric pulses, steady and slow. You drift toward it, cautious but curious. As the shape materializes, it looks wrong. Its body is dark, but its head is transparent. A glass dome, curved like a helmet, and inside, two glowing green eyes staring upward. It's a barrel-eye fish, a creature so strange that even the deep seems confused by it. Instead of swimming like most fish, it hovers perfectly still. Its eyes, locked in place, stare through the transparent dome at something far above. Its body barely moves. It is like a ghost, suspended between life and darkness. You circle slowly. It doesn't react. It doesn't fear you. For a moment, you consider striking it as small, slow, and helpless. A perfect meal. But the moment you shift forward, its fins tilt ever so slightly, and without sound, without warning, it glides away faster than you can track. You stare into the dark where it vanished. You could follow it, but you are not fast. Not yet. In the deep ocean, patience is survival, and chasing something that swims better than you is a waste of precious energy. So you drift again, quiet, still, watching, learning. Every creature you see teaches you something: how to hide, how to hunt, how to avoid becoming prey. The deep sea is a teacher with no mercy, and you, still only months old, are its quiet student. You drift near the seafloor, guided by instinct. The water is cold, heavy, and silent, but filled with small electric whispers. One of those whispers catches your attention, a faint, trembling signal buried in the sand. Something alive, something slow, something hiding. You move closer with absolute stillness. Your body barely shifts. Your tail glides with tiny, almost invisible movements. In the deep, anyone who moves too fast gives themselves away. The signal pulses, weak, irregular. Prey you strike. Your jaws rocket forward with explosive speed, your deadliest weapon unleashed. Sand explodes upward as your teeth snap around the spot where the signal was strongest, but instead of soft flesh, a violent electric shock surges through your entire body. For the first time, you freeze. Your muscles seize. Your fins lock. A painful crackle races through your nerves. The sand erupts, and a creature shoots upward in a burst of dirt and debris before vanishing into the dark. You remain motionless, stunned, trying to process what just happened. The signal is gone. Your prey escaped, and the ocean around you feels suddenly hostile, as if laughing at your failure. It wasn't a fish. It wasn't something helpless. It was a stargazer master ambush predator that buries itself in the sand, waiting for victims to get too close. A creature with electric organs powerful enough to stun anything foolish enough to approach, including you. The shock fades slowly. Embarrassment settles in, even though no one is watching. But instincts sharpen through mistakes. And this mistake teaches you something important. Not everything hiding in the sand is food. Sometimes the ocean hides traps. You drift away, your body still trembling slightly, but your mind ancient, and instinct Ravan records the lesson. In the deep sea, survival is not about strength. It's about learning what to attack, and what not to. You made your first mistake, you will not make it again. 6 months have passed. Your senses are sharper, your reactions quicker, and your understanding of the deep more refined. But the deep sea still finds ways to surprise, even its own children. It begins with light, something the deep rarely offers. A faint blue glow pulses in the distance, soft and slow, like a heartbeat made of color. Light has only 2 meanings down here: food or danger, and often both. You approach cautiously, letting the current carry you closer. As the shape becomes clear, your instincts warn: youth is no fish. It is too large, too smooth, too ethereal. A massive jellyfish, drifting in the black water like a floating moon. Long, transparent tentacles trail beneath it, moving as gently as falling hair. You watch, you wait. You observe the pulse of blue energy through its body, mesmerized. Then suddenly the glow intensifies. The jellyfish flashes bright, then brighter, until it erupts in a wave of light that pierces the darkness. You do not think, you pull back instantly. A moment later, its invisible tentacles whip forward, reaching toward where you just were. Some jellyfish lure, some defend, some do both. You remain perfectly still, watching the light fade back to the soft glow it had before. The jellyfish returns to drifting, indifferent to your presence, waiting for its next victim. Not today. Not you. You turn and drift away, your heart beating a little faster. Light is rare in the deep, but when it appears, it always means something important. A year has passed. You're larger, stronger, more experienced. You know the rhythms of the deep, its dangers, its opportunities. Then one day, something reaches you, something powerful and irresistible. Not a sound, not a signal, a smell, a scent of decay rich enough to cut through the cold water like a trail. You follow it. The shape forms long before you get close. A massive body drifting downward, broken by scavengers. A whale carcass. A whale fall, a gift from the world above. Down here, a meal like this can feed an entire ecosystem for decades. Creatures of every size gather, tiny crustaceans peeling away pieces of flesh, worms crawling through the decaying skin. And circling above it all, a sleeper shark, silent and massive. You approach carefully. You are small compared to the giants that rule these feasts, but you are a goblin shark, patient, slow-moving, skilled in seizing tiny opportunities. You take a cautious bite of drifting flesh. Strange texture, but food. Precious food. Then the sleeper shark shifts. Its massive body glides downward, blocking your path. It watched you. It waited. And now, it decides. You are too close. You freeze. You move not 1 inch, because a fight here is not survival, it is suicide. Slowly, you back away. The giant ignores you, turning back to its feast. You drift into the darkness again, hungry but alive. In the deep sea, the rule is simple. If you cannot win, you walk away. And today, that rule saves your life. 2 years old now, confident, skilled. Hunger guides you. as always. When something small drifts ahead, motionless and soft, you assume it's food. A jelly-like shape, floating lazily in the water. Easy prey. You strike. Your jaws shoot forward with deadly precision, but something is wrong. Your teeth close around the object, but instead of tearing, it folds inward. No taste, no flesh, no life. It snaps back into shape when you release it. Confusion ripples through you. This thing is not part of the ocean. You circle it. No smell, no electric signal. Just a floating, weightless form, drifting downward from somewhere far above the surface world. A world you will never see, never understand. You leave it behind. But what you don't know is that more of these strange objects are entering the ocean every year. They float on currents, sink into trenches, drift through ecosystems older than humanity itself. One day, when hunger blinds your instincts for a split second, you may bite one again. But next time, it might not be soft, it might not be harmless, and you might not be able to spit it out. The deep is changing, but you are too young to understand what that means. 5 years old, large, experienced, no longer easy prey, but still not the master of these waters. Then one day, something unusual happens. You sense movements low, steady, massive, too big to hunt, too controlled to flee. A familiar electric pattern drifts through the water, a signature you've never encountered before, yet somehow recognize another goblin shark. You drift closer, cautious but curious. The larger shark does not acknowledge you, does not slow, does not change course. Goblin sharks do not form groups, they do not travel together, they do not care for each other. Yet for the first time, you are not alone. You follow it not because you need to, but because something ancient inside you wants to. It moves with purpose, with experience, with strength you have yet to earn. Then suddenly, it accelerates. Its body cuts through the water like a ghost with somewhere urgent to be. You try to keep up, you fail instantly. In seconds, the darkness swallows it completely. You wait, still, listening, feeling, but the deep offers no explanation, only silence. For the first time, the ocean feels slightly different, not empty, just vast, and full of lives drifting beyond your reach. You turn away eventually, continuing your slow, solitary journey. But something has changed inside you. Now you know your kind is out there, somewhere. Years past, you grow larger, slower, heavier. Your senses remain sharp, but your body no longer moves with the same ease. The deep sea is unchanged, but you are not. You've learned every rule the darkness has to offer. You've hunted creatures with invisible bodies. You've survived predators you could never defeat. You've watched the light of jellyfish pulse like underwater storms. You've tasted the flesh of giants. Most creatures never live this long, but goblin sharks are different, ancient, durable, slow in both movement and aging. You drift through the same currents you followed years ago, now with the confidence of a creature carved by survival. But the deep is unpredictable, and today, something unfamiliar pulses through the water. Not electric, not alive. A vibration, a tremor, a disturbance, something foreign, something artificial. You pause, waiting for the ocean to explain, but instead, it tightens around you. Something wraps around your body. A sudden force pulls you upward. You twist, snap, thrash, but nothing changes. The water thins, the pressure fades. Your instincts scream. You are rising faster than any creature should. The deep disappears beneath you. Light, blinding, burning light. For the first time in your life, photons touch your skin. Your gills struggle. Your body grows heavier. The water disappears, replaced by cold air, the one substance your ancient lineage was never meant to face. You thrash weakly in the net that holds you, but no escape is possible. It is the year 1898. A fishing boat rises and falls with the waves of Sagami Bay, Japan. On its wooden deck, fishermen stare at your pale skin, your protruding jaws, your long pink snout full of needle-like teeth, a creature pulled from nightmares. Shipmaster Alan Austin recognizes that you are unlike anything they've caught before. He sends your lifeless body to a Japanese professor, who then forwards it to an American ichthyologist, David Starr Jordan. He examines your strange anatomy, fascinated. Your jaws, your snout, your translucent skin, a shark unlike any that science has known. You are named Mitsuko, the first goblin shark ever recorded. Your life ends far from the darkness that shaped you, but because of you, the world above learns that the deep sea still holds monsters older than legends. And somewhere, far below the waves, in the cold black nothingness, another goblin shark drifts through the deep, hidden, ancient, alive, waiting for its story. Even after everything you've seen, the truth is simple. The goblin shark is not a monster, it's a survivor, a relic, a living piece of Earth's prehistoric past, drifting through a world no human eye will ever truly see. Down there, in the pressure, the silence, the endless cold, life follows rules written millions of years before us, and it will continue long after we're gone. Most creatures in the ocean rise toward the light. Goblin sharks do the opposite. They sink deeper into the unknown, into the parts of Earth where time feels slower, and evolution still whispers in the dark. Every rare encounter humans have with this shark, every grainy photo, every accidental catch, Every sudden appearance from the shadows reminds us how little we actually understand about our own planet. How many lives exist beyond sunlight? How many stories unfold far below our feet? Maybe right now, somewhere beneath 7,000 feet of black water, another goblin shark is drifting, listening, hunting, surviving, just as it has for millions of years. And maybe we'll never see it. Maybe we're not meant to. Some creatures are made for the deep hand. The deep keeps its secrets well. But one thing is certain, as long as the ocean remains vast and undiscovered, there will always be mysteries moving within it. And somewhere in that silence, a long pink snout and a pair of ancient jaws continue their slow, solitary journey through the darkest place on Earth. This was the life of a goblin shark, not a monster, just a survivor shaped by the deep.